Welcome back, everybody, to the Anti-Stall Racing IMSA series. We're back for round 5 today. Round 5 being held, of course, at Le Mans. We've got a sneaky little time accelerator on for today as well, which I know a lot of people weren't expecting in the league. They didn't quite get on top of things and check in advance like they should do, but they are ready to go now, and we're here for qualifying. Worth noting that qualifying today is going to be a little bit different, and that's because obviously still the same 11 minutes session for each of the classes, but that's 11 minutes around a track where a single lap takes about 4 minutes. So that's going to be really, really, really interesting to see. I don't know why we're seeing a scenic camera at the moment. I'll try and fix that for you and get the proper camera on screen. And there we go. So a couple of cars out there. Well, a couple of cars. Pretty much everyone from the GT3 field is out there on the track at the moment. Definitely going to be a busy track for this GT3 session. It's going to be 2 flying laps and done in GT3 by the time they get round to the green flag. I'm joined today by Fox, who I believe is now here.
Hello.
Hi, nice to have you with us again. What are you looking forward to at Le Mans? It's a favourite circuit for pretty much everyone, I think.
Favorite circuit for most, not everybody. Is a huge fan of Le Mans. No, I'm kidding. Le Mans is a great circuit. It is a fantastic circuit. It really shows skill over technical prowess. Give me 1 second.
That's all right. I'm just going to try and work out who's at the front of this queue. It's showing a 4 for me, but I'm currently on car number 4. Let's see. There we go. Bram leading this queue alongside... I'm not sure. Bram no longer leading this queue. It's one of the 07 racing cars, I believe, the Mustangs, now leading the queue. That's a much better angle. That's car number 99. Work out who that is. That's Noor Zaghani. So like we said, it's going to be 2 and done in this session today, which is going to make it very, very interesting. And I think if you mess up on your first flyer, you might just about have time, depending on where you mess up, to reset and get back to the pit lane. That's if you mess up enough that you end up in the wall. But yeah, no room for mistakes today. I think we're going to see bank collapse the first time round, and then people really going for it the second time round. Interesting that Noor's chosen to be ahead of Bram. I know Bram is in the AM class, but Noor not bothered about the toe clearly in the Mustang GT3. Through the Ford chicanes, as they're known here. I'll tell you what, we're going to go on board for this one. Through those deadly curbs at the end of a lap, and then it's a very, very long flat run to turn 1 in the GT3. And you've got to actually use as much of a track as you can to make sure you can keep flat and on the brakes quite heavily. All over the sausages on the inside. Throttle nicely on the exit, make sure not to get too much wheel spin. Nespolini not happy with something on the radio there. This has been a crash actually. We're going to try and get you a replay of that. Here we go. This is what Nespolini is not too happy about. I believe that's the weaving car in front of Anthony Caranta trying to get tyre temperature in as they go to start the lap, and Anthony is going to have to reset. I'm not sure what the other car did. Bram out wide, and I think that's going to be an off-track, is it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that'll be a slowdown. No, it looks like he's gotten away with it, but he is giving up a lot of time, actually.
Oh, that's definitely an off-track there.
That incident under investigation from race control now. I think a DLR car in front of Brown. I'm not sure who that is. That's a new livery for today. So Noor was purple in the first sector and has stayed purple in the first sector as well. Ignis has gone fastest in the second sector, though, in the Acura. You can see him just in the distance there. Seems a little bit tame with such a long lap. What drivers have got to build up, doesn't it, Fox?
Very much so. And with a track as big as Le Mans, how important is it to get tire temperature going on your initial outlap?
I think particularly in the, we'll see that in the higher classes a lot. In the GTPs, it's going to be crucial. You've got quite a lot of time to build the lap, to build the tire temperature. But I know, for example, in Montreal last week, we saw the drivers taking quite a while to get to that tire temperature. It took them, I think we saw people improving, 4 or 5 laps into the stint. You obviously don't get 4 or 5 laps here. You get 2 proper flyers. So it's going to be crucial to build that tire temperature on the out lap and then continue to build upon that for the first fly, particularly in the GTPs. I think we're going to see some big improvements from lap 1 to lap 2.
Right. And on a similar note, how easy is it to overheat your tires here at Le Mans?
It's a little bit less intense on the tyres across the whole lap because you have the nice big long Mulsanne straight to cool down the tyres a little bit more. But you also have some really, really high energy sections that put a lot of temperature in. It's a warning to both drivers of that lap 0 incident. I think in the race, there was a little bit of a forecast. It meant it could rain, but I think it was a very low chance. But we've got that multiplier on as well for the time slots, so we're going to see some very, very interesting weather, I think, in the race, even if it's just track temperature fluctuating. We're on board here with Ferran Balon, who just scoots around the outside of a slow car behind him. Clearly, that car bailing out of the lap and deciding what to tuck in and get the toe for the next run. Nice little train we've got here. Norzak Hani kept that purple sector 1. He's about to come through the final sector as you see the car on the limit through the exit of the Porsche curves. That was very exciting to see the lean in the Mustang.
On the bumper of the car in front.
So Nor not bothered about the toe here, and he's had that purple sector 1, but every sector after that, the toe really does make a difference, and you can see it in the sector times as well compared to the other people around him. But it's going to be the benchmark time anyway for Zahani, and it's a 3:56.4. We've got one of the DLR cars about to come across the line behind him. That is Alex Ott, who goes a chunk quicker. 3 He also didn't really have a toe, so that's interesting to see. Going to be more times coming across the line. Adam Jarvis goes P3. Mateo Batali with a couple of purples and a yellow, though, but goes P2, just a 10th off what Alex Ott did. Oriol Falk goes to the top with a very impressive lap time. To the top by half a second now to Massimiliano Legari, who gets a little bit closer than Ott did. See the times locking in now as everyone crosses the line very, very close to each other, and looks like there's a little bit of frustration here with the driver behind Brown. And Ivan Ubera to the top, a 1:55.189, very, very impressive that time, and it's off the road for Alex Ott, and it's going to be a reset for Oriol Falter. It's going to be reset to the pit lane for him. It's unfortunate. Jesus Jimenez about to set a lap time, a little bit behind some of the others, went for the clean air option. Sorry. Remember, nobody's going to get to set another lap time now. And it's not a time on the board for Jesus, no, invalidated. Quinton Bossi off the road. What happened there? Robert Kovac also picking up a 4X. This is going to be interesting to see. Oh! Just loses it on the exit, and the McLaren behind unable to avoid. An incident is under investigation from race control as the rest of the field make their way through. It's interesting. Ferran Balon quickest in sector 1 and quickest in sector 3, 2 purple sectors and a green in sector 2. So the lap time coming to him. He's following that Asalif Absolute Motorsport McLaren in front of him, isn't it, for this season? Not sure who that is on the road. I think that's a 21. of 21 of Matteo Ubertali, who currently sits P5. So that's definitely interesting that he's that close to a car that's pretty quick, because he's not yet set a valid lap time as Ferran, and he's now right on the back of Ubertali, who's got a pretty impressive lap time. So we're going to be sticking nice and close. We're going to switch you to the gaps on screen rather than the intervals as well. Apologies for that. We can see the field spread. But remember, that first lap is a little bit of a banker, but it's checkered flag in GT3 now, so no one can start another lap. This is going to be it. Like we said, it's 2 laps and done in this class. That's going to be the case for all classes as well, given how long the out lap is. Ubertali loses a little bit of time there. This could impact the lap for Ferran, who's gone purple in every other sector since we last spoke. So 4 purples and 1 green, 2 sectors to go. Let's stay on board through the Porsche curves. Fox, I don't know if you've driven around Le Mans, but the Porsche curves is absolutely exhilarating, isn't it? You're on the limit the whole time with some quite impressive changes of direction as well.
Yes, very, very much. I personally have not driven around Le Mans in any race session, but I have seen I have seen a few friends and teammates on the limit and a little over the limit at times.
Yeah, different lines here for Ferran and Ubertali. We've seen that before, though. Quite often we get different lines in these classes. You can take a different exit there as well, and it won't impact your speed too much. And wanted to make sure he didn't get all over the back of Ubertali, but he is going to get all over the back of him on the exit of the Ford chicanes, and he's going to go side by side across the line. In fact, Ferran from P20 moves up to P2. What a lap time. About 300ths off of what Ivan Ubera managed. Vincent here's picked up a purple sector as well, along with a bunch of greens and yellows. So what's that going to mean for the Mustang driver? That's Vincent Cerise. That name is wrong on screen. I'm going to fix that for you momentarily once they come across the line, and let's see where the time puts him. Vincent Source goes to P6. That's a big improvement for him. We're seeing a lot of drivers that haven't even managed to get 1 valid lap time on the board, though, which is very, very unfortunate. Apologies, Fox. I just realised you haven't had video this whole time.
Yeah,
But you should now be able to see the same screen that our viewers are seeing.
I think I was sending you a quiet notification on the side when the interrupt comes.
Okay, so Ivan Ubera stays fast as there are a couple of cars still on their way around, the 40 and the 42. That's Lemeray and Caranta, who both haven't set lap times yet, but Lemeray on a very long lap, 5 minutes it's showing so far, so I don't know what that is about. And Caranta obviously had that incident that we saw before we went green.
No, there's no way that has to be correct.
I would like to assume it's a timing issue, but he dives to the pit lane, so that's a bit strange. Anthony Caranta goes P14. No valid lap times for Bram Carant, Ignas Vincereskis, Senan Bockhoven, Matteo Lemeray, or Sander de Boer and Nicola Monti. I believe that's a full field. Yes, it is. So no lap times for any of them. That's it's not ideal at all. All right, LMP2 currently being led to the green by the number 8 of James Ebram, the driver we've seen on these games so much this season. So 25 behind as well. You know what? I'm going to go and throw the car numbers on the screen for you as well, if it will let me. There we go. It's going to make it a little bit easier. I don't know why Pete Greens is showing in a Ferrari. Sort that out for you as well. I think that might be the class change. Switching over the software. So James Ebram is going to lead us to the green. We're going to see a big time increase. I know the LMP2 did suffer a little bit But pole position in GT3 was a 3 minutes 55.2. James Ebram lets one car go in front of him. Really looking for the optimal start to his lap and maybe hoping he's going to close up to the car in front based off practice times. Fix some of these timing errors that we're having as well. Is it not showing wrong? Greens. So through turn 1 and turn 2 for James Ebram under the Dunlop Bridge. This section's so fun in these downforce cars. But the LMP2 obviously losing a little bit of performance this season to make sure appropriate gaps between the GT3s and the LMP2s and the GTPs. Just going to stay following James here. Got a lot of cars out on track though. Fox, could you just, I don't know if you're loaded in game, are you?
I am not, no. Apologies.
It's alright, I'm just going to try and work out what class Pete is actually in. You can just check on this.
Maybe if Race Control is listening to us, maybe they can give us a clarification on what he is in.
Yeah, that would be very helpful. James Ebram, 3 purple sectors so far. It's following Liam de Kock ahead, that's the 25. And Casper Hu all green behind, of course. This is the first of the flying laps for the LMP2s. So James, he's a little bit off the back of the car in front here, but maybe picking up a little bit of a distant tow. But showing some serious speed now. He's definitely going to get within that tow distance for the next flying lap, which is going to make a big difference. Go. Timing issues should now be fixed. Apologies that we had some of the wrong names showing on screen. But James Ebram absolutely flying out there at the moment. The only driver who's set another purple is Sebastian van der Heuvel, which is following one of his teammates there. Leon and Ruben both here today. Oh, James Ebram now showing ahead of Liam de Kock. So Liam with a moment, and that's Casper Hu behind as well with a big moment. So I'm not sure what happened to Liam. Liam had a slowdown actually. Casper Hu obviously had a bit of a moment there, so Liam got out of the way of James. But that, you know what, that's going to kind of ruin what I think was James's plan, because it kind of looked to me like James's plan was to pick up a nice tow for the next lap, but he's obviously not going to get that now. But you know who is going to get a nice tow? That's Liam de Kock if he can stay on the back. He's already dropped a long way off the back of James as he's trying to get his tyres clean from whatever moment he had. Flying through the chicane now, Liam tries to close up behind. He knows this lap's over. It looks like he's only trying to get, and they both go a little bit wide. I think they probably got away with that. Don't know if anyone picked up a 1x, and James certainly didn't. So he goes to the top, the 3:36.4. That's a 20-second improvement on what we saw in the other class. We're just going to follow Sebastian as he comes through this final chicane, the only other driver to have a purple sector this lap. So this, oh, and it was going to be close, but he gets a big moment on the curbs at the end of a lap, and that's going to throw that lap out the window. He'll be kicking himself for that. Across the line, we've got other people that made mistakes. That was Evan as well. I think there was a mistake in the final chicane, is it?
Did he have to take avoiding action into that last corner, or did he just...
Don't know, let's take a look. I don't know if he just got a little bit surprised by the car being off. I think he got a little bit thrown off, didn't he? By the car ahead. I'm not sure who that was. This is what happened to Liam. I don't know if, in fact, there it looks like James was just maybe sending it up the inside. And this is what happened to Casper behind. Ooh, classic oversteer.
Just way too hot into the corner. A little bit oversteer.
That'll do it. And oh, did he even reset? He did. It's an interesting call because he's going to struggle to make it back round again. Right, people still on flies. We only got 6 valid laps in LMP2 through that run.
Here's why he would reset like that, and I would have just continued on.
Yeah, it's very strange. I don't know why he did
Really
that.
happy to the circuit. Why not commit?
Yeah, I think as well. Like he only had to do a couple of one sector to get to the green. Now he's got to do a whole nother warm-up.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will make the green, but he's made it a lot more risky than he needs to.
He should. Where he's now, and then with the 2 minute coming out now, he should definitely make 1 lap, but it will be 1 lap. Only 1 lap he can do.
Yeah, not 1 lap as well. It's going to be with slightly colder tyres than it would have been as well, so it's a very interesting decision. We're on board with Simon Bamber. Christian Glamschetter's just gone to P3, but Andy Yeager a long way ahead of the rest of the field. We missed that when we're looking at some replays, but Andy Yeager currently fastest by 1.8 seconds to James Ebra, but 3 attempts to Ryan Walker and 8 attempts to Christian Glamschetter. But Simon Bamber's got all greens and 1 purple, so he should be able to stick his nose in that business somewhere. A couple more off-tracks flocking in as well. A couple of people already invalidated their second laps, which is not what they want to see. So Simon Bamber about to come across the line here. What's it going to do for him? He's going to get 1 more as well. But Simon Bamber goes to the top. Wow.
Whoa.
And a weave of celebration there, it looks like. And he's bailing out. So I think he just did he went for the Hail Mary one and done strategy. Although he's carrying on, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here. But Simon Bamber absolutely rapid at the front. A couple more people about to come across the line. This guy's a little bit further away, but Evan Walsham is one of them. Work out who's next. 25 is about to come across the line, so that's Liam, isn't it?
Yeah, the 25 would be Liam, as he is rounding the last corner, coming down the main straight a little wide.
James goes to P2, but can't match that lap of Simon Bamber, who is absolutely rapid right now. What can Liam do? Where does that time put him? And that time was invalidated. So, did Liam get across the line? I don't think we've had the checkered flag, have we? Oh, so Liam just makes the line for another run. That's interesting. Sebastian and Evan across the line to go P5 and P6. Not sure what James was saying on the radio there. I've still got a couple of drivers out there. That's a GT3. Apologies, that's also a GT3. So no one else. I tell a lie. Ruben. Oh no, Ruben retired to the pit lane as well. Melvin Gack's still going out there. Yeah, is Liam still going as well?
Liam is the only driver. I didn't see Melvin Gack.
I think Liam's the only driver that's going to have done free flying laps, though, if I'm not mistaken, because this will be Liam's 3rd lap, will it not?
This should be. Yes, this would be his 3rd flying lap.
Incident is under investigation from race control. I think that's that slowdown incident that we saw earlier on, where
Anthony had a yield in lap 1.
Liam coming on saying he had to yield on lap 1. That's to do with James not being very happy with what went. Slow down. GTP's on track. They've just come round Tetra Rouge, so they've just come onto the Mulsanne, so they should not catch Liam where he's running right now. But Liam pulling a master stroke, he's going to get 3 runs in. I think that obviously it was mathematically possible, but kind of had to be right at the front of the field. And I think the GTPs will be thinking exactly the same thing. They'll be going for 3 laps as well. 22-second improvement so far from GT3 to LMP2. See what the GTPs can do.
The map has said that 3 flying laps is possible, but seeing some of the drivers preparing to only do 2 earlier in the week, So seeing the what?
So Liam was just given a pit lane start for impeding, so I think that's why he's
Oh,
ended up in
oh,
the
okay.
wall.
Okay. I
Right
think he's
instinct, is it?
just
It's just
a little bit of a little bit not happy with that decision, I would say.
Got a little bit of fighting for position here going on at the front with the DLR Acuras. That's Dave van der Wacker leading the way. I'm liking the split colours on the DLR cars this season. It's making it much easier.
I
to tell
do,
them
I
apart.
do, I do enjoy that. As much as the all orange looks great, I think the design with the different colors, different the drivers looks way better. It also makes our life easier.
It does make it much easier. I don't have to try and work out which car the camera's focusing on, which is normally what I have to do. We talked about the GTPs wanting tyre temperature, and we can see it with the aggressive weaving that's going on. David van der Wacker's not having any of it, though, is he? He looks like a cool Kimi Raikkonen.
Yeah, there's always a differential in tire warming strategies, where some drivers will prefer to do the weave to build tire temperatures through the friction, while other drivers will play with the brake a bit more to get tire temperature from the brakes, not necessarily overheating, but getting hot.
Yeah. Right, Davey, gonna start the lap. I don't think we've had one run. In fact, no, nor did go the whole way. It's the first car that started the lap, but LMP2 did not make it the full way around the first lap, the leader.
No.
High temperature obviously is going to make a big difference in this class as well, but like we saw Liam in LMP2, we think most of these cars are going to get free runs at it as well. Apart from the 11 trundling around, I'm not sure what's going on there. They just decided that's Julian Altena, who's new to the series, joined about half an hour ago, since qualifying. So, brand new to the series, so just opting for cleaner and to not get involved with any of the guys that are fighting for the top championship positions at the moment. Davey, purple in sector 2 because he's the only car to have gone through sector 2, but Davide Favaro is quicker than him, 9 sector 2, and Antonio, I do not know how to pronounce that, Sugaro, perhaps?
If I turn in there, then I was fucking murdered, man.
One, Jean-Paul Seaman. I have him.
I'm on the line now.
It's not.
Please set up. Check, please.
Not sure what Seaman is happy about there. Perhaps it was I think it may have been his Favaro ahead of him, overtaking him. I think that's perhaps what he's unhappy about. But I'll tell you who is absolutely flying at the moment is Tony Segaro. 116. He is rapid. And Alessandro Lelli as well, purple in sector 3 now for this class. Davey, though, he's not showing bad sector times out front, given he's not got the toe. I'm wondering if he's going to try and sacrifice that second lap to slot in behind someone, though, because really, really be costly to not have that toe. Some of the Cadillacs a bit further back, seemingly pulling that way to slow down as well. Lelly flying as well. We're going to go on board with Lelly. He's always committed through the corners, so let's see what he can do through Kink and on the way into Indianapolis. Flat out as is expected. Heavy on the brakes. Perfect line on both of the curbs. And Matthias Weitem quick as well, purple in sector 3. Back on his game a little bit more. Back at the track that he's a little bit happier at as well. See everybody very familiar with Le Mans. super, super quick with these so-called hypergrip GTPs that are in iRacing. At the moment, a little lift and a downshift, back on the throttle quite quickly, back up to 5th, all over the curve. This is absolutely mega to watch.
And why do we call these the hypergrip cars from this season?
It seems like iRacing, when they couldn't get the tyre model to work in the first season of these cars, decided that they would just add a chunk of downforce to the cars to try and restore the grip that the tyre should be giving. They've now fixed the tyre and haven't taken away all of the downforce that was added, compensated for the tyre, and also the hybrid system is working. It is essentially based off the hybrid system that they implemented for the W12, the Mercedes F1 car. So that hybrid system is not how the hybrid system works in real life in these cars. In real life, the hybrid system in these cars is kind of just there to fill torque gaps and doesn't really add any power per se. So the hybrid system is doing more than it should be as well. So they've got more grip and more power than they should have, essentially.
Yep. Yeah, it is always so funny to see these cars taking turns at a speed that they should not be taking. But it's fun while we have them.
And they're far quicker than they ever should be. So Lely, quickest on that last run in the Acura 3:18.487. Matthias Weiten, second quickest in that Cadillac, which is good to see. Cadillac performing well once again, and Davide Favara, Edson Kubikov and Alvaro Gutierrez all within 2 seconds of the leader. There's big gaps after that, and I think that's what we talked about. Different people having the tyre prepared or not prepared. We've seen Lely be really quick on the first lap, and other people get closer to him as the run goes on. It's going to be interesting to see.
Like,
I think
we know these drivers are relatively quick and they can keep pace with each other much closer, but it is very apparent that the tires are going to be a big factor here in the GTP category.
Absolutely, and I think the people that are planning on doing 2 flyers and 2 push laps, and the people that are planning on doing 3 push laps is going to make a big difference as well, because the guys that were just planning on like a push, a cool, and then a push will have had that hybrid on for that first run, and the people that were planning on sort of like a warm-up lap and then 2 proper pushes won't have had the hybrid on. Some people might be saving more of the hybrid for just 1 lap so they can dump it all in 1 lap, so it's going to be interesting to see as well. That will be making a difference. We're watching Jean-Paul Simon. We've just seen pop on screen, and he's got a couple of purples, that's why we're following him. Alvaro Gutierrez has also picked up...
2-minute warning. No. Sorry,
go on, Fox.
I was saying the 2-minute warning has been issued, so these drivers should get one more lap? 2 more
Yeah,
laps?
one more lap. I think it's about, one more lap they'll get when they come to the line. So, any car you see now is on its second to last lap. In theory, and we'll get one more. Julian Altena goes P10 in their first ASR and Still Racing IMSA Series qualifying lap. It's good to see. David van der Backer across the line. Goes to P1, that's what we're talking about. And what's Jean-Paul Simon got in response to that? Favaro goes P3, Jean-Paul Simon goes P1, half a second over David van der Backer. So that's what we're talking about. And these guys are pulled off. So just 2 laps for these guys. What's everyone else planning? Matthias Weiten goes P4, DLR flying at the moment, can't beat Lely, but Matthias is carrying on. He's got 1 more in the tank, has he? No, he's not. He's pulling over.
A couple of drivers are pulling off near or past the Dunlop Bridge, so giving us a bit of false hope.
Gutierrez goes P6, Van der Meulenbrugge goes P8. Who has timed this right? Koike, Jeffrey Ross P9, Avale P9 now, apologies, got that the wrong way around. Pete Preen's across the line to go P12 in their first race in the GTP. It's checkered flag from race control, so I can see 1 car carrying on. Is that the 992? Lely. We shouldn't be surprised that this man has decided to do 1 more qualifying lap. Everyone else, given how good he is in qualifying as well. Segura
Segura has continued on as well.
Nino Seguro also carrying on, and he set a purple sector 1. So it's definitely not over yet. Pretty sure DLR would want it to be over, given how well they performed on the 2-lap runs. But we've still got a couple. Seguro yellow in sector 2, though, but he doesn't have a toe, so I think that might be why.
Most likely that he will be setting yellow sectors down the straights here, but could definitely make up in the corners as Lely sets up purple sector 3.
It's definitely not over, and I tell you what, that sector 3. That sector 3 was 4 times quicker than what the provisional pole setters Jean-Paul Seaman did in sector 3. Obviously different setups on these cars, because Jean-Paul Seaman was 3 times quicker in sector 1, and Temso in sector 2, and then 10 quicker now in sector 4, so it's going to be very, very close between these cars, and that includes Seguro as well, who's set some pretty good sector times as well. That sector 3 would have been purple had his teammate not just set the purple sector. So flying these two right now, both driving for Aslif Motorsports. I never remember if it's Aslif Esports or Motorsports, but driving for Aslif.
If you have, God, ooh, I believe if you have your timing screen up, you could see the name of the team on the very far right.
Show it. I think because these are teams set inside SDK rather than teams set by racing. We will be able to see it when they come across the line. But let's focus on this now. Lely with a couple more yellows on this lap. He's coming through the final sector now. Absolutely flying through those Porsche cars as we expected. Quanto Avale was sat in turn 1, but he's now retired to the pit lane, as is expected. So these two are going to be the only cars on track. And the last 2 cars to set a lap through the 4 chicanes, all over the curb there. Handful of oversteer as well, but he manages it well. Lely across the line goes to 2nd place, so not pole position, but he'll be happy with that. What's Antonino Seguro going to do on his first qualifying in ASR? He's not set a valid lap time yet. I think this one is going to be valid. Through the final corner.
Should be pretty quick, and it is
P2 on quick. Debut. And I tell you what, less than a tenth off Jean-Paul Seaman when the rest of the field was nearly half a second clear. He's absolutely rapid. Antonino Seguro is going to be a big force in this race.
Very fun start.
All right, we're just waiting
Message from race control. The 697 will be permitted to start despite its lap time falling outside the 105.
I'm assuming that's going to apply to Carlos Ponce as well. Both drivers that we are well aware of their actual race pace.
Yes,
more than quick.
Yes. Yeah, they add the note.
Just pointed out by race control as well in our open chat for all of the drivers and staff members that we have applied the new iRacing GTP BOP, but well, you don't have to be a genius to see that has not really done anything because those Acuras, despite having 6 kilos of weight added and 1.5% of power taken away from them, are still the quickest around a track with an awful lot of straights. So yeah, let's hope that the others can fight back in the race.
I love that that latest message of nice BOP.
Tell you what, I think last season was it, we actually added our own BOP in the GTP class because the Acura was just so bonkersly quick, and it's not that quick.
Andy, for the start, I can wait at the end of the pit lane, right?
Pretty quick.
Imdercott just asking race control about the procedure for a pit lane start there, and Andy coming on the radio, our race director there, to tell him that yes, he can wait at the end of the pit lane and follow his class out. It's looking a bit dark. I can't throw the radar up on screen, unfortunately. Don't know if race control could grab us a cheeky screenshot and dump it in broadcast chat for me and Adrian here to look at. Would be very helpful. Right, we're gonna run you through while all of that's happening. We're gonna run you through the GT3
All right.
qualifying.
As your weekly reminder, we would ask
What is
you that
he-
you do
what
not
is he-
start the race on
what-
the green
what
flag.
has
You
he
start
said
the
the
race when
funny
your
in
class
32?
leader goes within the start zone. Now, second of all, we ask that the pole sitter in LMP2 and GT3, so that is Simon Bamber and Ivan Nubera. We ask that you leave roughly a 10 to 15 second gap to the car ahead. Finally, as a reminder, we ask you all to be single file entering the Ford chicane. So I'm going to leave it up to the field to decide exactly where to do that. But entering the Ford chicanes, you should all be single file. And from there until basically the pole sitter is in the start zone and starting the race, we ask that the pole sitter is on the pit limiter, just to allow everyone to be properly packed up and have a consistent pace. Other than that, I wish you the best of luck.
Okay, Andy Vett with his normal ramblings. I think that's why he sent us a message saying LaFunny in 3-2-1. Extended a little bit to warn the drivers that we are going to be doing single file through the final chicane. But let's run you through these quickly while we've got time. We've got 3 minutes. I reckon we can get them done. Ivan Ubera is on pole position in GT3 for Pandemonium Esports. Ferran Bailon P2, Alex Ott P3, Oriol Fogg P4, Norzakani P5, Vincenzo Sorossi. Apologies if that was butchered. He's new to the series, so I need a little bit of time to get used to these names. Massimiliano Legeri P7, Sven Elmers P8, Matteo Ubertali P9, Daniel Morpi in P10. Adam Jarvis was P11, Luigi Nespolini P12, Michael Kellenberger P13, Anthony Carranza P14, Jesus Jimenez P15, Mick Sehen in P16, Robert Kovac P17, Tiemann Scholten P18, Quinton Bossisibo P19, Ignas Vincereskis P20. I didn't set a lap time, same for Senebot Koven, Nicola Monti, Bram Karam, Matteo Lemre and Sander de Boer also not setting valid lap times.
Yes.
2 minutes ago.
Not a braining.
We go. Simon Bamber was on pole position with that lap that we saw. He was absolutely flying. James Ebram P2, he wasn't happy with an incident on lap 1. That incident has sent one of our drivers to a pit lane start. Andy Yeager P3, Ryan Walker P4, Evan Walsham P5, Sebastian Vanderhoover P6. He was flying as well, but he made a mistake in the final corner. Christian Glamscher P7, Daniel Reneke P8, Ruben Stegman P9, Melvin Gack P10, Leon Van Elwat in P11, Casper Hu P12, and Liam de Kock P13, but he is starting in the pit lane. In GTP, Jean-Paul Seaman was on pole position for Dutch League Racing, and that's what it is. It's Absolute Motorsport, which is a sponsor, title sponsor, I believe, of Asalif. So, Antonio Segura on debut P2 for Asalif, alongside Alessandro Lelli just behind him in the sister car. Davy van der Backer P4, Matthias Weiten P5 in the Cadillac back where he belongs in the top 5. Davide Favaro P6, Alvaro Gutierrez P7, Ayrton Koikkoven P8, Jeffrey Ross P9, Juanto Avale P10, Vincent van der Meulenbroek P11, Quinton Verdonk P12, Pete Greens P13, Julian Altena P14, Albert Green P15, and Carlos Pons in P16. So, back at Le Mans for the first time in a season and a bit. And do you know what's going to make this super, super interesting? We're back at Le Mans with 3 classes, which is just what you love to see. I'm really hoping that the timing tower is going to fix itself and not look like that all day. Doesn't look like it's going to, so we're going to have to try and fix it manually and make that show 6 instead of 5. It's still not going to fix it, so change that to 2, 3, 2, and it's still not going to fix it. Oh gosh, this is why you don't update testing. And I'm going to have to try and fix this on the fly. Apologies, everyone. Also annoying that it wasn't like that during qualifying.
Just to confirm, the green flag is how you just drive into the back of the field, right?
That's just what you want to hear.
Sorry,
I
what did you
apologize
say?
so much. I am very much not professional here.
Never mind, I was trying to be funny, but I'm not.
Very, very humorous to me that the very like the just sudden and rapid change of the overlays.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to close that and reopen it. And that's not fixed it. That is lovely. Okay. Come on, SDK. Nope. Yeah. Right, we are about to go green. We've got a couple of corners, I believe, till that will happen. Yeah. Just gotta fix this.
Message from race control. Nice overlay.
So helpful, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very, very lovely people who are totally professional at all times and do not share post at any point during the race.
As a reminder, we want to have the field being single file by the time you enter the forward chicane. Single file.
And once again, that is the voice of Andy, our race director for the race, and a very, very great race controller. He is typically the voice you hear at around tracks during any ASR event. I am trying to fill the air with just words as George fixes what he needs to fix. How are you doing there, George?
I wish I could be more confident. I'm not the person that made this overlay, and I am not a coder by profession.
Yes, are funny enough, both the coders are in race control.
Nescalunia, I think you should pass now.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to stick with it for now, and we're going to show you just one class at a time. Antonio Segaro gets jumped at the start. I'm not sure what happened there. The leader seems to have made a massive jump, John Paul Seaman. Not sure what's happened there. We've got some other interesting graphics malarkey going on. We're going to ignore that for now. Antonio Segaro P3 then as they run, no, P4 as they run, as David van der Backer makes a brilliant breakaway at the front of the field. Everyone making it through fairly well, except in GT3. What's happened here? I think we've got a bit of backing up in GT3. We're going to go to LMP2 live images though, if we can. Simon Bamber about to lead the field away as it goes to green. Gets away well, but James Ibram's got a really good toe down here into turn one. There's flashing lights further back. Somebody's not happy with whatever went on at the start.
That is a hell of a start from the effects.
All over the road,
simulations.
does Sebastian van der Hubel, is it diving to the escape road as these two cars make it over the brow? We've got a crash further back. It's Ryan Walker. What happened here? Ryan in the red car, is he? No, Ryan on the outside in the Altitude Esports car. What's gone wrong here?
What happens?
Oh, and got loose over the curb with the red car, I believe. Okay, we're going to ignore that again for a second, and we're going to go back to live. Ivan Hubert has made it away at the front of the field. Ferran Balon now P2. all over the back of him.
Andy, please check turn 1.
Monty not happy with whatever happened at turn 1 in GT3. We're going to take a look at that in a moment as well. Here we go. Nicole Monty not happy with what happened in turn 1. Let's see this car here with the green rims. Oh, there's an LMP2 off ahead. That's not what it was. Tagged on the classic Le Mans turn 1 incident. We've got lead changes in GTP though. We want to go to live images. What are we doing? Why are we seeing this? They're still going at it. Seaman now behind Lely. Seaman back down the inside at Indianapolis. Side by side. It's going to be side by side again as well here. Lely going to go back down the inside of Seaman. He's going to try and maximise the exit, but Seaman all over the runoff. He wasn't confident he was going to get less space.
And with, I don't know, with...
There is all sorts of passes going on further down the field, but we're focused on this one right now. The GT3 pole sitter might be under investigation, I believe. Not seeing that pop up on the screen, but that's what we're being told by race control.
They should be under investigation. It is clearly stated in the rules, in the amended rules, and in the briefing notes every week that the pole sitter must be on the pit speed limiter.
Oh, spinner in the background in LMP2. Not sure who that was. Evan Walsham with a moment there. And I'll tell you what, Sebastian Van Hoovel's made up 3 places. He's running P3 right now. And Ruben Stegeman's running P4 just behind him. These two, as they did last week, working together to move ahead of the rest of the field. But James Ibram and Simon Bamber are battling it out up front right now. 3 seconds, nearly 4 now clear of the rest of the field.
Already did, Alex.
And these are teammates. These are teammates fighting this aggressively for the lead of their class. That's how much the points matter here.
And we've got that multiplier on, so it's going to get dark soon as well.
Then you should look at the briefing notes more carefully, or listen to them more carefully.
George, as someone who frequently does the races that proceed from the day into the night, how difficult is it of that light change?
Definitely makes a lot of difference. I remember at Daytona getting quite annoyed at the nighttime LEDs coming on too early and making the steering wheel practically invisible. That's something that a lot of these guys are going to have to watch out for. It's still close at front in GTP, but it's not Davey anymore. He's dropped back. I'm not sure what happened there. We're going to have to see. I'm seeing Davey passing someone in the log, actually. So, oh, no. What it's going to be? What is it? This is Antonio Segura getting past Davey. So what happened here? And it's all... Oh, there's a lot going on here.
Oh.
It's not Davey who's dropped back. It's... who's it that's dropped back? Jean-Paul Seaman. What happened to Jean-Paul Seaman? He's dropped back a long way. It's Davey van der Vakke getting past Jean-Paul Seaman. I wonder if Seaman had a slowdown or something. It looks like he did. Yeah, he pulled off the road. Yeah. Lifted off a lot. That's a slowdown right there.
And not a great place to get a slowdown. You need a slowdown anywhere in the track.
18, I just
the straight is
he blinked
not
every
the place
5
to do it.
to 4 seconds for longer periods. It's a very unsafe manner, in my opinion.
Drivers discussing slowdown penalty servings. What happened to Sander Bauer? Someone's disappearing a little bit here. I wonder if it's going to be part of it. Oh no, he's going for a rotator. A lot there. Oh, and I tell you what, that was lucky to be at the tail end of the field when you have a moment like that. Not get caught up with anyone else.
Lucky that he didn't collect any of the drivers behind him as well. Everyone thankfully gets away clean.
Apologies, everyone. Still trying to fix this. At the moment, we've still got that overlay at the top left. We're trying to get rid of it if we can. We know how long's left in the session. Stigero really close here. I'll tell you who's very, very close is Ferran Balon at the back of Ivan Ubera. Well, I have no clue what's happening here. Ferran Balon now passed. Wow, we saw it live. It's the power of the toe here at Le Mans, but Ivan gets a much better exit there, back side by side again. As we've got a couple of that's an LMP2. I think that must be an LMP2 that's had a moment making his way back through the field. Ignis has been off a little bit further back as well. Oriol Falk alongside Alex Ott here. That's Oriol in the McLaren and Ott in the Mustang. Oriol now ahead of Ott. But I don't know if that's going to be the same by the time they make their way through the braking zone, and it is slotting in nicely behind the GT3s. I tell you what, GT3s get mega racing here at Le Mans. It's perfect for them with the big long straight to go nicely up to the back of the car in front of you. Works really, really well for pack racing. As you can see, these guys 8 minutes into this session still really packed up nicely. This is Robert Kovac getting past Jesus Jimenez as well for P12 in class, I believe. Just has more power, goes around the outside. I'm not sure if that's a slow down perhaps. This is Casper Hu getting past Melvin Gack as well on the exit of the final chicane. Nails the exit. Out drags him quite easily there.
It was like near perfect exit coming out of that. To just get the speed he needs to overtake.
James Ebrams now ahead of Simon Bamber as well. This was how that happened. Oh, it's a slowdown, isn't it? For Simon Bamber on the exit of Tetra Rouge. And he slots back in behind James. He's now just got to work on trying to stay on the back of him.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Well, come back to life. There we go. Got a long way to go in this race as well, remember. 2 pit stops expected today. And you'd have to say it will be 2 pit stops around Le Mans, with quite a lot of fuel usage on the straights. And a loss of a lap here at wide open throttle. Davide Favaro on the back of Quinton Medonk here as they make their way through the Porsche curves. Tell you what, Quinton Medonk with a new livery for this week, and I absolutely love that Ferrari. I don't think that's going to stop Davide Favaro. He's probably getting a bit fed up with the bumper of Quinton Medonk's car.
It's a good car to look like. I don't think Favaro is a fan of looking at it from behind. He'd rather see it in his rear views. Is he gonna get a run here? Is he gonna make a move here down into the first proper braking zone of Le Mans?
It's turn 2 technically, isn't it? But in these cars, it's practically turn 1. There's no real. The turn 1 is flat out for these guys. It's really close. I think he's going to get a good run here if he nails the exit. I know the Acura is a little bit down on power, but that kind of toe, and the Ferrari is very quick in a straight line, but that kind of toe at that kind of distance should be enough to move him ahead. Segura is right on the back of his teammate as well, less than a 10 separating those two. But I think they're working together. Is he going to go for the move here? I think he's a little bit far back, but that Acura probably quite good on the brakes compared to the Ferrari. So I think if he nails it, he's even closer here. Surely he's going to go for the move because he doesn't want to fall any further back from that other Ferrari in front of him. He needs to make sure that he makes good progress here. I think he's going to stick behind and go for a guaranteed move in the braking zone, surely. Is to make sure he gets himself that inside line there, and he does. Going to run on the middle of the road. You don't want to run on the middle of the road in a GTB. You're going to lose straight line speed, and look, it's costing the position. just not got the straight line speed in clean air to pull away from the Ferrari.
I wonder if he's intentionally holding back, knowing that he doesn't have the straight line speed he needs to then make the move in the more technical sections, as we're about to see. Holds off.
I'll tell you what, this is bringing Albert Creed back into the fold, who's just a couple of temps behind, or was at the start of the lap. I know it's showing 4 temps on there, but he's holding back there to not get too involved, and he's going to try and slingshot his way past both of them, I think, in that Cadillac. Sorry, that's not a Cadillac, is it? That's a Ferrari. There is far too much going on right now. Matteo Lemre's been off. What's happened here? Alongside DLR Porsche.
Murder.
I think they're going to try and go side by side through the entry to Indianapolis, and that's a bad idea. Oh, and I tell you what, he so nearly got away with it, but he's going to end up in the wall and in the tyre barrier.
Oh, nearly saved it there. That would have been a great save. Who has joined the...
Oh, side by side as they port the other Ferrari on the exit as they make their way through the back end of the GT3 field for the first time.
Car couldn't make the move stick, unfortunately, side by side, but traffic playing a factor here. And that must be deeply upsetting for Ferraro, knowing that he could have had the move done. Nose to tail. Nose to tail with Verdonk as they're getting very racy this early on. Contact.
Into the wall. Davide Favaro couldn't stick back close behind the car in front. Oh, and he's trying to get it moving, but no, that suspension is done for the day.
Oh.
And we've got a lead change as well. There's been a moment for the 2 leading Acuras, and that's allowed Jean-Paul Seaman to slide past both of them.
Oh, but can he hold on to it? Lele coming back on Jean-Paul.
3 wide here nearly down the Mulsanne into what I believe is Mulsanne corner at the end of the straight. Through the King, down on the brake. Jean-Paul Seaman sticks it to the inside. He's going to shuffle out Lely to the curb.
Elbows out.
And we've got Davy van der Wacker back in the mix now as well, as the GT3 field mix it all up for the front-running cars. Michael Kellenberger's about to make a move, Anthony Quaranta in GT3 Am as well, but that's his battle that we're going past. In GT3 Am for the lead, that's Michael for second place, sorry, that's Michael Kellenberger behind Davy van der Wacker. That's Jean-Paul Seaman, sorry, on the inside around for Davy van der Wacker in the background there. Carried a little bit too much speed, too close to the cars in front, and he's found the wall as well. Davy van der Wacker, 0 to 0 in that moment. Another batch of cars for these hypercars to try and clear as they make their way towards the Porsche curves, and it's going to be very, very difficult for them. Jean-Paul Seaman leads in GTP down the inside of one of the BMWs. And traffic threading the needle here. This is really edge of the seat stuff. This is risky moves here, but he doesn't want to fall into the trap that the cars behind did. And I think Cigaro's been a little bit more cautious than these two because he's lost out a little bit more. Can he clear the Mustang? He can. Can the other car behind him, that's Lely in P2, clear the Mustang? He flashes his lights. He doesn't care. He's clearing it, whatever. Jean-Paul Seaman nearly at the front of his LMP2 field now. Just a few more cars to go. In fact, it's just 2 more. That's Oriol Folk directly ahead of him, and then Ferret Balon 2.5 seconds up the road. He clears 1 into turn 1. Breathing time for the GT3s, but I'll tell you what, it's not breathing time for all of them yet because this field is quite spread out. Quinten Verdonk was very, very close to a move, but this has made Matthias Weiten on his tail rather than him being on the tail of the car in front, but now it's changed again. Oh, this is mega stuff. Cigaro 2 seconds back after that exchange. But Jean-Paul Seaman really capitalised on that moment. I'm going to try and find you that overtake, but first let's take a look at what happened to Davy van der Wacker. This is how he had his moment. He was trying to follow these guys through. He was very much in a position to capitalise on what was going on with these threes past the Mustang. Oh, just too tight on the entry and bottoms out almost in the gap. And I tell you what, he nearly got away with it. He's lost a bumper and he's lost some of the steering as well, I think. Still working fairly well. I think he's got one suspension arm broken somewhere on that car, but this is how that move started. He's not, because he's already passed there, isn't he? This is how the move started, even further back.
Oh, that is a great...
On the inside. Oh, in the inside of the first Mulsanne chicane, that's what it is. And then he traps the Asaliv car. That's Lely, I think he's trapped behind the GT3s to get a better exit. And that's what's left him in the lead. Wow, mega move there. Using the traffic to his advantage. That's what multi-class racing's all about.
And he just stuck with him the whole way through the lap, not giving an inch. And that bullying was hilarious. That was grade 1 bullying to trap him behind GT3s.
Oh, both in the gravel there. That's Quinten Verdonk being chased by Matthias Weiten. And Quinten Verdonk deep there as he can't get his tyres clean enough. Apologies, everyone's still trying to fix the overlay for you in the background.
Weiden has a good run here. He looks like he's going to make the move. Thinks about it. Nope. Got better of it. Showed his nose to see what the what it's gonna do. He's gonna hold off here, probably until the start-finish straight. Let's see. Too far back to think about making a lunge, and they're both coming to pit lane. They are
pretty much the whole field into pit lane there. This pit window pretty narrow with the length of the lap that we've got here today.
Curious if anyone even thinks about entertaining the idea of doing one more. Doesn't look like.
It's going to be interesting here what people do with fuel and tyres. No one taking tyres, it seems. I've not seen any cars being jacked up yet. Can anyone make a jump at the front?
Not few cars taking
tyres, actually, yeah. In fact, I think the jack's just hard to tell. I think the order is the same out in the lead, but this is a battle we're looking for. Quinten Verdonk. And I tell you what, it's very, very close on pit exit because they're 3 wide. But I think that does mean that Matthias has actually jumped Quinten in the pit lane.
Yes, I was about to say that I believe Verdonk got ahead of Witten and is he still pitting? No, he's out now. Oh, Gutierrez on the. No, excuse me. No,
Yeah,
that
no,
was.
this is right. Yeah,
Yep.
Gutierrez. I think is that Gutierrez just slow, and that's going to mean that Matthias Viten is going to get past him. And I think Quinton Bedong is going to try and follow him through as well. Can he make it work on the
Side-
brakes? They're going to have
side
the
by
inside. No, it's outside line. This is the first chicane. Oh, and he stays ahead using the traffic to his advantage.
And I wonder if that slowed Gutierrez enough for Matthias to think about making a move down the straight.
Apologies, everyone's still trying to fix this graphic for you.
Is Gutierrez looking to make a move? Is he how close? Ooh, that's pretty close. Essentially a three-way battle for fourth.
Yeah, Matthias still tucked up behind.
Getting closer and closer. Every corner looks like incremental gains, but they are gains. Albert Preem took the one did what? When did Preem take the lead? How did we miss that?
How did we miss that? 1 second, I will try and find that for you.
I assume that's going to be him jumping them in the pit lane, possibly?
Unless he's not made a pit stop yet. That would be interesting. Seemingly
I will be
impossible.
very interested, but
Find it. Oh no, he has made a pit stop. He was just 5 seconds quicker in the pit lane than the rest of them. So did he take tyres, perhaps? Can't see that on my screen. I think maybe Albert Preem not taking tyres to take the lead.
not taking
Wow.
tires, maybe fuel saving a little bit.
Not sure how we missed that one. GT3 to the pit lane now as well. That was impressive, yeah. Don't know how we missed that. Albert Preem, now your leader.
Preem is a pretty quick driver for the DLR team. I don't recall where he finished in the championship last year. If you could,
He fought for the title, finished second, I believe. Jeffrey Ross, I believe this is Jeffrey Ross all over the back of his teammate Ayrton Quickhaven looking for a move.
how civil do you think? How civil do you think will be about this?
I think they'll be fairly civil, but I don't think that's going to stop Jeffrey going for a move. And I'll tell you what, it's not going to stop Ayrton making a defensive move either.
They'll be civil about it, but they'll still fight for it. Both these cars looking to try to get past the Ferrari of Verdonk. That Acura BOP is not looking so hot now, is it?
No, he's struggling to catch up to him up front. I think maybe they were kind of running a little bit of a train out front as well, which was maybe helping. Jeffrey Ross running close in the Porsche curves. It takes balls. We've seen it go wrong for people already today.
Running it very tight so he can run very fast. Might be looking to make a move here by the end of the...
Into the Porsche chicanes. That'd be impressive, but no, thinks the best of it. There's better place. Oh, and Ayrton makes a big mistake. Comes back on. And Jeffrey Ross able to avoid it. It's going to be a big slowdown. Ayrton knows surely, but he's not lifting off yet.
Still not lifting off quite just yet. He should have a slowdown.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. He should have a slowdown. You're absolutely right.
We have... Because it is about 30 seconds time allowed to serve your slowdown. But he would have already...
I would have thought he'd have already run out of space, yeah.
I guess he gets away with one. How peculiar. Oh, yeah, okay. So, unfortunately for Jeffrey Ross, no slowdown for his teammate ahead, and that has...
Sorry, your connection's really bad, mate. Just let you know.
Ross does. I don't know if that's because of the loss of the slipstream. Ross is dropping back from his teammate a bit.
It's really weird this. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Like you said, he should have been a lot closer. I'll tell you who is a lot closer. Jean-Paul Seaman to Albert Bream. Not sure if this is because of the traffic. They're in 4 tenths, but I tell you what, 2 of them still pulling away from Lely. So,
if I had to hazard a guess, Jean-Paul is very quick, and traffic has already played a huge factor. I wouldn't be surprised if Preem got caught behind GT3 traffic or LMP traffic, as Jean-Paul is catching fairly quickly here.
Yeah, he's all over the back of him. He's got that toe as well from the quicker Ferrari. We might see what we saw hurt one of the other cars earlier on. He'll pull out and won't be able to do anything.
Still catching very rapidly.
Pulls off to the side. Is he going to try and go for the move? He is, and I tell you who's not going to fight it. Albert Bream lets the car through. That's really bizarre. I wonder if he's just trying to hang on now. Looks like he didn't change tyres. That's why he lost that small amount of time in the pit. I wonder if that's why.
That is also your teammate. Those are both DLR cars.
Yeah.
So I wonder if, after qualifying, because Jean-Paul was the lead DLR car, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. He was earlier on, so I wonder if he's just letting that car park right by that. So.
Yeah, so I wonder if he knows he is the faster of the teammates, or if Jean-Paul is given priority as the faster car. Though Albert's catching, that slipstream is very, very strong here.
Oh yeah, it's looking like he's trying to get back pies, doesn't it? So
I take back what I said. They are very racy here. LMP ahead of them. They have to get around. And then Jean-Paul is staying put for the time being. Not really gaining, not really losing incremental time to Albert Preem.
yeah, they're still managing that gap to Lely as well, which is I think the important thing with these guys. Apologies everyone, I'm still trying to fix the timing screen issue that we've got. It's not playing ball, unfortunately.
Traffic, and Jean-Paul gets by Albert Preem.
Whoa, what happened there?
Is he fully...
Albert Preem
What?
off in the background. What happened there?
Is he... What?
It was very bizarre. Like at a moment on the exit, I'm not sure at all what caused that. Find it, but we can't really find which one at all. And I tell you what, the timing has broken even more. Aye.
That's very bizarre. Very bizarre. It looked like Preem was letting Seaman go by, but then he pulls off to the side. I don't see why. I don't see what would cause that. Oh.
Apologies everybody about this. We are trying our best to fix it. But we'll tell you what we've got on screen, and that's Jean-Paul Seaman currently running at P1. Alessandro Lely currently running P2. 4 seconds behind. Albert Preem's gone to pit lane. What happened there for Albert Preem? Really, really bizarre.
The only thing I can think of is running out of fuel, but he is on the same cycle as the leaders. I didn't see any incident that would have caused damage to steering, to suspension, to anything like that. So very, very interesting.
Does everyone have absolutely no idea what is causing this? We're still going to keep talking you through it. Although it looks like the timing screen has in fact frozen.
The timing screen has
even
died.
more helpful. Jeez Louise.
To quote the legendary British TV series the IT crowd, have you tried turning it on and off again?
I'm trying to reset it. Just load in the.
I don't have any form of timing screens in front of me. I cannot follow along. Normally, I would follow along, fill the air as George deals with any technical issues, but this week I have nothing but just the cameras in front of me.
There definitely is a
So,
file.
oh, spinner in the back. Someone's off. Ooh, I believe there was an LMP2 that went off in the back.
Okay, we have something on screen for you. It's hopefully gonna decide to fix itself.
Somehow split the
soonish.
LMP2. It's better than nothing. We did have someone go off. You believe? I do not know the corners here. Why is it splitting the
It's because it's got the right car classes for some reason. Apologies everyone, there was an update to SDK recently. It seems to have broken it. That overlays.
Maybe race control could fill me in on who had a bit of a spinner about half a lap ago. Could not see who that was, and I do not know everyone's liveries.
Okay, there we go. Just Simon Bamber and Albert Freeman fixing now.
Race control, please check Michelin chicane. Number 90 push me off.
And the incident now under investigation. I wonder if that is the LMP2 that went off, or is this another incident they are under investigating?
Okay, there we go. We're going to have to stick with the timing tower being slightly wrong. We are going to be able to at least have some live images for you. Apologies everybody for that. Speak to overlay people to try and get that fixed for next time round. But John-Paul Seaman now leads Alessandro Lelli by 4.6 seconds. Antonio Segarra is in P3 2.7 seconds behind. They're making their way through the the GT3 field for the second time today. Feels weird to say about 40 minutes into the race, but that's because we've had some nice clear racing today. Simon Bamber leads LMP2 from James Ebram, 5 seconds behind currently. We saw these two battling it out earlier in the race. We missed how that gap's become so big, so apologies for that.
There is an incident under investigation, and there was I believe an LMP2 that went off at the corner after the straights. So I wonder if the two are linked together. If you're able to get a replay.
I should be able to. Oh no, I won't because we've lost the log. GTP's to the pits for the second time today. For all those bar which we saw make an early pit stop. There's a bit of sketchy behaviour on the lane entry there. But all's well that ends well.
Is that livery?
It's Clogged Pies Racing Team. are running the 269, the 169, and the 069. With a bit of a meme livery to go with it. This is Sebastian though, currently running P3 in class. Where is he? Because we've got some weirdness going on. What's happened here? Simon Bamber has been to the pit lane. As has Ruben Stegemann. Pete Preens.
Is that another incident under investigation?
Pete Preens is in the wrong class.
Oh, is that what's going on? Oh dear.
So he's made a class switch this season.
Well, there has been a few times where what is said on one sheet is not what it's supposed to be. So we will see if that is in fact a driver in the wrong class or the wrong car, and if it is, they will not score points for today.
So Jean-Paul Seaman made his second stop, still leading by 5 seconds to Lely with that crucial move we saw earlier. It's really interesting to see he's managed to build that gap up as the session's gone on. We're not seeing much GT3 action today, but Ligeri is right on the back of Mole for P2 in GT3 Pro. Oriol Falk leads his field by a whopping 17 seconds now. Falk is flying, that's a penalty for car number 2. I wish I could tell you with confidence who that was, but they're not showing up on the screen right now. I don't know, Fox, if you know, but I can't see it anywhere.
Car number 2?
Yeah, I can't. It'd be impressive if you did know it, to be totally honest.
Off the top of my head, no. I am currently going between windows trying to pull up a driver's list with their numbers.
I've got it. That's Tiemann Scholten who's running a long way down the order. So that won't be any concern. Sven Elmers leads GT3 Am by 20 seconds to Michael Campbell. Apologies, we missed so much of the action today. We are trying our best to make up for it. Alex Ott right on the back of Matteo Batali here in the Mustang. I love that pink DLR car. That Mustang looks beautiful. Is it purple or is it pink? It's a question that I argue many times.
It is pink. It is definitely pink. You're not going colorblind.
Okay. Down the inside, and can he make it work? This is an inside sensor outside at Indianapolis.
Cannot, no.
Oh, and that's our GTP leader, I believe. Slotting through.
So I wonder if that penalty for causing collision has to do with an LFP that went off, or if that is a completely different incident. I hope if race control is listening, they could clarify what has happened.
These two are going to be side by side into the Porsche curves. No, they're not, but the LMP2 is going to try and find a way by. He can't go up the inside, he's going to go around the outside, which turns to inside. That's Lely trying to get through as well as he does.
Oh, Lely getting caught up by traffic, unfortunate.
And that's backed Cigaro right into Lely. We're going to get a fight between the two teammates. It's going to be for P2. Incident for Ruben Stegemann as well. Let's take a look at what happened to him.
And a penalty for the 99 for causing a collision between classes.
What's happened here to Ruben? Over rotation. Not yet. Oh, the GT3.
Oh, no, that would have done it. Yep.
Not what we want to see, but Cigaro is going to want to see his teammate in his rearview mirror soon, because he's all over the back of him again, and all of that chaos has put Jean-Paul Seaman another 5 seconds further out front. Gap to the leader is now 9.3 seconds. GT3 to the pit lane once again. Same for some of the LMP2 cars that are running a little bit further back. James Ebram on the back of Simon Bamber, a little bit closer than he was a few laps ago, just 1.8 seconds separates those two cars now. That's how traffic plays a part. So some of our GT3s into the pit lane. I'll tell you who's not into the pit lane yet. It's Matteo Batali and Alex Ott. We're going to carry on for one more. We've seen these two going at it a fair amount today. They're going to carry on, but I'll tell you who is going to carry on into the braking zone at the first Mulsanne chicane is Antonino Cigaro, sorry, and Alessandro Lely. Figaro surely going to be looking for a move on his teammate here. We saw him so quick. I think it was front row, wasn't it, in his debut at the Anti-Stall Racing IMSA series. Seeing the sun beginning to set, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, we are starting to see the lights have more of a kind of on track as it continues to get dark here.
We've got a lot of close cars in this GTP field at the moment, which is Jeffrey Ross and Quinton Verdonk. Quinton Verdonk in the thick of it once again. Does Ross make a move down the inside? No, he doesn't. Ross in the Acura. I don't think anyone in an Acura has been able to out-drag a car, which is, I think, what's causing these guys a lot of pain right now.
Incident under investigation for, is that Ubertelli and...
no, that's the incident with Ruben that we saw. That's Ivan Ubera, I believe.
Oh.
The Acura GT3. That's going to be a penalty for the GT3. You would assume. We've not seen all the angles at race control. We'll, of course, look at it. Make a big difference. So we said Jeffrey Ross couldn't out-drag a Ferrari. That would suggest that the Ferrari of Alvaro Gutierrez that's now right on the back of him is going to be able to out-drag him with some ease, especially with this double slipstream that he's picking up there. This is going to turn into a three-way fight pretty quickly.
Fairly quickly, even, because the Ferraris have been a bit quicker than the Acuras on race pace. And going off track and picking up a bit of gravel won't help Ross.
Ibram's just been off track as well. He's lost about a second. He was 8 seconds back from Simon Lambert before that small mistake.
Oh, is he? Second time penalty to the number 26 of
It's Ubera, Ivan Ubera, I believe.
Oh, I'm okay.
These guys just making their way past the last bit of LMP2 traffic for this time around. 10 minutes to go. Just about in this session, we can go either way. With obviously we're going to take a full lap, not just 60-minute mark. So just 10 minutes to go.
Ross has dropped back from Verdun quite a bit. I wonder if traffic has a factor to do with that, or if something else. Correction from race control. It was not a GTP that was murdered. It was an LMP2.
It's you're getting a bit happy with the old copy paste. Baron on the back of that's Bogdan on the back of Cerisa head. I should not say pro. Too much time to pick for the day.
Farron diving down into the pit lane for what should be their final stop.
Yeah, this will be the final stop for these guys. They stayed out a little bit longer than anyone else, but no one obviously able to make the shorter pit strategy work today. Sagaro on the back of his teammate with a fairly decent exit. That gap is coming down. I don't know if he's going to be close enough to make the brakes. I think he'd maybe be close enough to make the move on the brakes against a different car, but maybe not on his teammate in his debut in the race. When Lely's had some pretty unfortunate runs as well, hasn't he?
Yeah. 10 seconds separates second from first, and I wonder if that has to do strictly with pace, strategy, traffic management, or a bit of everything.
I think Seaman did a mega job with the traffic both times round, didn't he? He stayed calm and cool, but made some calculated risks, but pulled it off fairly well. Sven Elmers, your leader in pro, but all over the back now at Alisot. He'd be my best to just sit behind him. His points 40 seconds clear of Monty now. Kellenberger was the next nearest class. I wonder if Kellenberger had some sort of moment. I can't see anything, so I don't know if that's been an extra pit stop. Come drive through something like that. Dropped a long way back. The lead was big. But it was quite Liam de Kock at a pit lane start. Only a little bit of a recovery, but it's not the best of luck either. But he's on the back of Melvin Gack, who goes defensive and then comes back across. As the sun is fully set now with this 8 times multiplier that we're running today. Headlights fully on now. That got dark very quickly. And de Kock looking for a way past Melvin Gack. Can't make it work in the second Mulsanne chicane. Incident declared a racing incident. Not sure we saw that one though. Melvin Gack defensive again on the inside. Can Liam de Kock go all the way around the outside through the King? Yes, he can. Can he get it stopped? Because that was a long way deep, and he does. Very nicely done.
That is a great move. Very impressive move to make. Back
to the Cigaro Lely battle as the lights come down. Who's going to adapt best to his quick change of conditions? And it looks like it's Cigaro right now. Nearly within a tenth of his teammate there as they go through Tetra Rouge. That's brave to run that close in a downforce car like the GTP field is.
Is he catching? Is he catching? Ooh, he's catching.
He's just about catching, isn't he? Can he make a brave move as the track temperature will have plummeted? Down the inside. Does he think about it? Doesn't even think about it. It's got to, like we said, he's got to make sure the move is definitely on when he goes for this.
Not only does he want to make sure the move is definitely on, so he doesn't kill the driver ahead, because the driver ahead is not only just another driver and he doesn't want to avoid an incident, it is his teammate. So you know, number one rule of racing, never kill your teammate.
Yeah, I would not be at all surprised to learn that these guys are sat in a voice call together right now. So the last thing you want to do is knock off your teammate and buddy in a race like this. It's not going to go down well with the team manager either.
Yes.
This is our closest battle right now, so we're going to stick with it.
Yes, and it, again, you said it wouldn't be very uncommon to be in a voice call or a chat with your teammates. It is, you do want to know what your friend, with your teammates, what everyone is going to do. So being in that call is going to be very, very helpful tool to have. And they could also be talking about wanting to hold station, or
yeah, they might have an agreement that no moves, and then we'll fight it out on the last lap or whatever. Or that Lely won't fight it and Cigaro tries to come past. Right now we're just trying to secure that double podium finish, aren't they, for the team? Flash of a light, so the Cigaro. Maybe they're not sat together.
I don't know.
Jesus Jimenez has got him past Mateo Lemray for P42, but I believe Mateo has gone into the pit. Yes, he has. That's how he got past. Jeffrey Ross past Quinton Verdonk as well. We missed this one. Oh, Verdonk pulls off to the side. Verdonk perhaps serving a slow down.
Slow down? That would be definitely a slow down there. That was a late pit stop for the GT3s, isn't it?
I don't know if he ended up off strategy, having to have done some extra repairs or something, perhaps. But yeah, that's a very pit stop if not. Cigaro still all over the back of his teammate. Sector 1 is really fun here on GTP. So much grip as you come over the crest, and then through Tetra Rouge you're flat. A little bit of a lift on the way in, and neither of them using too much of the off. You can abuse that a lot more.
Oh, so that's what happened to Senna. Senna coming into the driver's chat to voiced his displeasure with his ISP. So that's how we lost Senna earlier. Very, humorous way to.
Just an attempt separating the podium sitters right now. Cigario pulls out. It's going to be alongside, surely. No, he tucks back in behind. Wow. Does not have the straight line speed to compete, it looks like. He's going to have to try and slingshot past and then make a move in the braking zone if he wants to make it work. This is just showing his nose to his teammate. I can do it if I want.
Yeah, could very much be a very, hey, I think I'm faster than you, or hey, can we make a move or do something here? Who is
Vincarevsky's getting past Nors Ohani, but Zucani pulling off the side to get a slowdown to surf. This is Anthony Caranta getting past Tiemann Scholten as well. This is a proper move. So they're still going at it, actually. Oh gosh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Slams the door on Anthony.
It was close but fair. And Davy Van Vacker and Julian Altena have just gotten at it as well while we were watching that. Let's take a look what happened. That's Davy on the right, I believe. Julian on the left. Well, Altena passed there, but I think that's not over. Because Davy with a Mega exit here flashes the lights in warning, but I think that's move done for the time being. Lely pulled away a little bit in that last couple of cars of traffic. Well done. That buffer up a little bit more.
Could very, yeah. The gap could have very much been built by passing traffic.
Caranta and Scholten going at it, because I believe that was a GTP making their way past as they go through the Porsche curves.
Yeah, I believe that was a GTP. If that was a GTP, then someone spun off. No, yeah, that is the GTP I've had. I want it. With a minute to go, I don't want to jinx it by saying everything has seemed to settle in. We haven't seen Cigaro is catching now. Actually, Cigaro with a mega run on his teammate. Is he going to make the move?
A last lap moment round the outside. And that outside is going to become the inside in this braking zone for the first Mulsanne chicane. But no, can't make it work with his teammate. His teammate's going to have to navigate this GC3 though. This could give him a mega opportunity on the exit. Doesn't seem to take full advantage of it. He's a little bit too far back, I think.
Race Pro isn't happy with me. I said the forbidden Q word, and immediately after,
I'm going to take look at what happened with that, yeah. Declared a race incident already. Side by side, Cigario tries to make the outside line work. Lely defends.
I always enjoy Race Control coming into our little chat to
Tell you what's sneaking up on us is James Ebron and Simon Bamber.
Ooh,
on the last lap. In fact, is this the last lap? I don't even know if this is the last lap for them. I don't know where the leaders are relative to these guys. Don't be alarmed, the time hasn't accelerated. I think that the clock is just broken. Now we've gone with the 8 times accelerator. Running is off the road for Simon Bamber. James Ebram's going to take the lead in LMP2 on the last lap. Yes, he does. What happened to Simon then? That was really weird. Let's take a look.
I wonder, does he just get a snap of...
I think he's just gone a little bit deep, yeah.
Yeah.
No visible behaviour. Everyone's on the final lap. Race control have confirmed to us, yeah. Ross is
So
on the back
everyone-
of Verdonk once again as well.
So with a white flag in the air, people are going to be looking to make very, very ambitious moves and very late moves. Jeffrey Ross, can he make something on Verdonk? I don't know.
We've
Cigar.
got the checkered flag out for Jean-Paul Seaman as he makes his way to the line to take the checkered flag. Congratulations to Jean-Paul Seaman. We've still got this battle going on though in GTP.
Ooh.
Sven Elmers wins in GT3 AM.
Cigar is going to have to
This is
hold.
the last chance though, and Cigaro is going to have to settle for P3 at the end of that, but he'll be pretty happy with that on debut, you'd have to say. I know there was potential for the second place, was even potential for the win early on, but he's weathered the storm to stay ahead.
Ross is. Oh, okay.
Ross jogged back a little bit from Verdonk, was even under threat from Koitkoven at the end, but
Race control, I don't know what
saw Ross
this
kind
guy
of
was doing. Very,
the
very, very
timing
slowly.
differentials
Quite
very,
dramatic driving.
getting very close. I wonder if Ross had an incident towards
I
the
had to make
end of the race.
an avoiding maneuver.
Gutierrez not happy with all the cars around him. Not sure who that would be. Now this is a battle with still a long way to go for these GT3s who didn't quite get lapped by the leader. Wow. So GT3 Pro still fighting out. And I tell you what, was that the end of the lap? Or this is for the lead, so we're going to follow. Or it's not for the lead, this is for the podium. This is Massimiliano Legari in the Mustang trying to make his way past the BMW. Got white lights on the Mustang for some reason.
Being that. No, that's not the Mustang. Oh,
That is the Mustang, yeah. Massimiliano Legari gets it done on the brakes past Daniel Morphy, but it's not over till it's over. James Ebram has now won in LMP2.
I wonder if the light differential has to do with the homologation of when these cars came out, because GTs had for a long time had to have yellow lights in multi-class racing.
Yeah, I don't know
which is
what
no longer
the
there.
current rule is in IMSA. I thought they still had to have yellow lights.
I don't believe GT3s have to have yellow lights. I could be completely wrong and just talking out my rear.
That would very much make sense if that rule had changed, and I think that is why the GT3s have had in the game for a little bit longer, have got the yellow lights.
And
Side by side again, Daniel Morphy inside line this time into the pink before Indianapolis, but that's going to give Legari the inside. No, it's not, because Daniel Morphy committed, goes and makes the move work. Still a little bit of time for these guys to battle it out. Real Fault looks safe in the lead though.
that American V8 being very strong on the rates. Though I do wonder if that is translated here at Le Mans or in iRacing as it was in real life.
Gary looks like he's going to have to settle here, doesn't he? Pretty hard for a GT3 to make a move in the Porsche curves. Giving up though.
Not giving up, he's still staying on the rear of him. I wonder if he's thinking about making a move. It might be making a move here. Flashing lights usually indicate I'm going to do something. Watch out. I wonder
Oh,
how
he looks to
brave
the
I'm-
inside, but that's not going to work.
It's too far
Just
back.
got to hope for a mistake from the BMW ahead now. It's, we saw it in qualifying. It's very easy to make through this final section, but no, the BMW, Daniel Morphy's going to hold on to P2. Oriol Fogg won a little bit about 15 seconds ago. Legari comes home for P3 and not P4. Ivan Hubert is going to come home for P5, who will have picked up a penalty, but I don't think that's going to matter. Where he finished. Congratulations to our winners, Jean-Paul Seaman, James Ebram, Oriol Falk and Sven Elmers all winning in class. For any drivers listening along, we're not going to have time for interviews today, unfortunately, but we are going to have time to run you through the results quickly. We do now have race results to show you. So Jean-Paul Seaman was your winner in GTP. Alessandro Lelli came home to finish second, and Antonino Sagari came home in P3 on debut. Matthias Weiten P4, Quinton Verdonk P5, Jeffrey Ross P6, Edson Koikkoven in P7, Alvaro Gutierrez P8, Juanto Avale P9, Vincent van der Mühlebrücke P10. Flick onto the next screen. Carlos Pons P11, Julian Altena P12 on debut, Davy van der Backer P13, Albert Breen P14, Pete Preens P15, and Davide Favaro P16 after having that huge crash that we saw. LMP2 then, James Ebram came home to win with a last lap move, or second last lap move, not quite sure which one it was, on Simon Bamber by 2.4 seconds. James will be pretty pleased with that. Sebastian Van der Heuvel finished P3 with a fairly insignificant day. Not much going on in his race, but he'll be pretty pleased with that, I think. Christian Glamstetter P4, Daniel Reneke P5, Evan Walsham P6, Ryan Walker P7, Andy Yeager P8, Liam de Kock P9, Melvin Gak in P10. Liam Van Ellerwatt was P11, and Ruben Stegman and Kitzbühel were both 5 laps down in P12 and P13, respectively. GT3 Pro was won by Oriol Falk, 14 seconds to Daniel Morphy, then Massimiliano Ligari, Alex Ott, Ivan Ubera. Cerise was P6, Ubertali P7, Nespolino P8, Jarvis P9, Vincereskis P10, Bailon P11, Norzakani P12, and Kovac P13. I think Kovac had an incident on the last lap that we didn't see. GT3 AMP, Sven Elmers was your race winner, 52 seconds to Nicole Monti in the end. Jesus Jimenez P3, Mick Sayen P4. Timon Scholten had a problem because he was running. In fact, I think he did not have a problem. I'm getting mixed up. Ran P5 in the end, though. P6 for Michael Kahnberger. Matteo Lemre P8. Michael Kahnberger was the driver who had a problem. He was running a lot higher up earlier on in the day. Quinton Bossisivo P9. Cenobot Koven in P10, but he had some internet issues. Bram Karam P11 and Sander de Barra P12. Okay, well, thanks everybody who joined us today. I'll just throw to you, Adrian, quickly. I think that race was one of the best we've had this season, so disappointing that we missed a little bit due to some graphic issues, but it was pretty good overall, I think.
Yeah. We despite the technical issues, we had a good race. We had a very, very fun race to watch. A lot of battles that I did not expect. A lot of stories I didn't expect. I would have loved to see more of that Albert Priam last to first. Would have been a bit more. Yeah,
it would have been brilliant to see Albert Priam carry on. I'm pretty disappointed we didn't get to see that. It'd be great to find out from Albert what happened. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining me once again, Fox. It's much appreciated.
Thanks for having me once again.
And thanks to everyone that joined us at home as well. I am once again scrambling to find the schedule so I can tell you if we're here next week. And no, it's a break week next week.
No, it's a break week. We will be back on the 20th at Road Atlanta.
Yeah, and then that Road Atlanta goes to Imola and Silverstone. So it's a triple header to finish out the season. And Silverstone is once again going to be a 90-minute finale. So we look forward to seeing you all in that triple header. And to all our drivers, enjoy your break. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Thanks, everyone.